And this is why I say get the adults involved, because then you can build better parents. You can't fix an adult, but what you can do is teach the next generation to be better parents by being involved. So they can be like, I didn't have a dad, but Mr. Brown was there, and I want to be a Mr. Brown to my son.
I get it. So somebody made a good point, and I'm not going to use the words they use. This is what, and this is going to sound real bad. I hate to say it. Lord Jesus, bless my tongue. Because we talking about censorship. I'm going to say this in the best way I possibly can. I don't think that somebody said, for the worst of them, and I would never say the R and the S, because I don't want to name people in a certain type of way. What I find is that people who don't parent the best have the most kids, right? So that one person got 5, 6, and it makes it like an influx of.
I'm gonna disagree on that. I'm gonna disagree with that one.
That is not a lie.
I think that it is not they don't parent the best. I think that it is typically a problem about capacity. They don't have the capacity to make good decisions. Some of them.
Some of them. I didn't want to say it that way, but you're using better words than I would.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes, and this is not for all, sometimes you end up with a lot of kids because of the type of decisions that you make. Sometimes you end up with a lot of kids because you wanted a lot of kids, but because you have a large number of kids, you lose the capacity to parent well. So I think that sometimes it's not for lack of effort, it's just for lack of capacity. And then some don't even have the effort to give, which is why they ended up in the situation that they're in. So I don't disagree with you. I think it's just a little more complex than that. But yeah.
And I agree. You know what?
They had the energy, maybe not the effort.
Listen, be quiet here. I'll say mistaken. I agree with you, Bo. And you had you could say it a whole lot better than I was trying to find a word to say it, and you said it so eloquently. That was great. And I agree with you, because then you have to think about, because somebody posed a point like, well, these kids, and they have a good point, like, because sometimes it is parenting, right? And what I've noticed is the people who are not maybe the best parents as far as the words as you say, the capacity, have the most kids. And it shows, and you continue to have kids, and you, either can't afford kids, or you can't. That right there shows poor decision making, right? And that trickles. And in the time that is spent to, be with the kids, it's impossible to give so many kids. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying. Censorship.
So the question is, right? I've just been sitting here trying to soak in everybody's input, because I think actually everybody has real valuable input on this particular topic. But I don't think we are really, because we do it week after week after week after week, but we're not really touching on what the source of the problem is. And at the end of the day, the source of the problem is, in too many cases, we don't have two parents in a home. That is the number one thing. And I do my best to not point blame, because there's plenty of blame to go around to everybody. But until we can really get two parents in the home, technology is going to stay ahead of us. And that's what has happened. Technology outpaced parenting. Where we were left with TVs, the transition, I don't know if you guys remember, but the transition was, what do they call it? Shows like The Real World. I forget what they actually call those types of shows.
Reality TV.
Reality TV. Then that transitioned into social media. The difference was reality TV was regular people becoming famous. And now, back when we were growing up, like True was mentioning, that wasn't that was them. That was something like they were entertainers.
They were just
But
entertainers.
they actually are now reachable. These are regular people, 16 and pregnant, regular people made famous. The what was her name? Bad Baby, Little Baby, whatever her name is. The little girl, Catch Me Outside girl. We're talking about real people that have no business really being famous. But when you merge that with social media and access, what you feel like is access to those people, now as a kid, that is something tangible that I can do. All I need is 1,000,000 people to like this post, to agree with this. Hell, they can disagree. I don't care because I'll fight them. And when I say fight, I'm talking about argue back and forth, the keyboard warrior. I'm not talking about hand-to-hand combat because we know these kids are not meant for hand-to-hand combat. So that's kind of how they view the world. And without two parents steering that child in the right way, making sure that one of them has the pulse on the homework and the other one has the pulse on the discipline, the structure. And that's kind of what's missing from this conversation. Like, I don't think it's parents choosing to be ignorant, and I don't think it's parents choosing to be lazy. But if we got one parent working three and a half jobs, how available can that parent be for that child? And when we look at it, we grew, many of us, not we on the panel, but many of us grew up without always having a parent there. But the programming that was available to us back then with TGIF and the Cosby Show and A Different World was very, very different than the real world to Instagram, social media. And I think that's where I think that gap is. And like looking at it from a school standpoint, administrators don't want to deal with these badass kids. Fuck it, let's drug them and have them zombie walk through school. I mean, like, because when I see videos of a teacher trying to get a phone from a kid and the kid hits the teacher, do I really want to deal with that shit every day? I mean, as an educator, I wouldn't. And I'm pressing charges, so now your ass can go to juvie.